Yo, welcome back to Yo Nerd, the podcast where we talk about nerd culture news, share our opinions, and debate on pretty much anything. I'm Jase.
I'm Zion.
I'm Noah.
All right, y'all, we got some DCU news today. We're going to cover it, share our opinions on it, whether or not we like it. I know one of us feels very strongly already about some of the stuff that came out, so let's get right into it.
James Gunn and Peter Safran had an exclusive press event. They invited select press and content creators to come as they kind of had a sort of press conference about the DCU, about the state of things, about the projects that are going on, some things behind the scenes. So we got a lot of information from this. And so essentially how we're going to do it today is we're going to go announcement by announcement, and we'll share our thoughts on that particular subject of everything they shared. And you know, we're not going to share everything, but we'll go through the main points and the main takeaways. So, one of the big things coming out of it, they outlined that the DCU will be putting out 7 projects per year. 2 live action movies, 1 animated movie, 2 live action shows and 2 animated shows.
They really said, you know how everybody hated Phase 4 of Marvel? Let's do exactly that. DC, like, what are we doing, guys? This is not a recipe for success.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, are they trying to prove that they can do it and Marvel can't? Like, what's going on?
There may be part of it in that. I also think it's like all new, so there's that temptation to like just put stuff out there and do a lot. But I'm a little worried about this output because, like you said, as we've seen with Marvel, you can only do so much before things start to get really convoluted. You're spread too thin. You know, we have James Gunn kind of at the head of the creative side of things, but James Gunn isn't your typical Kevin Feige character because he's writing and directing and, you know, writing different projects and stuff. So again, he's already spread thin. So I'm a little worried about this output. If everything's good, cool. Yeah. But it's hard to get everything like good.
The CGI even. There's just so much going on. Like we saw with Marvel, the people on the CGI team hated their jobs, hated their lives because they were so overworked. So it's not even just James Gunn, it's everybody, like production crews, all that. I don't know what they're gonna do because it's too much, man. It's too 7 projects per year, like not even 1 year. That's ridiculous.
It's unfortunate that they're trying to do that much, but luckily some of them will be animated. So hopefully that kind of like those won't be full movie workloads and stuff. So hopefully that kind of brings it down a little bit.
Yeah. And they did say, I don't think they specifically said it's all DCU stuff. So that could be a caveat in there. Maybe they have some animated shows, but they're not DCU. It's a different kind of creative team in general. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of new projects, James Gunn teased some mystery projects that he's working on. He said that he is writing his own next project for the DCU. So he already mentioned Creature Commandos. So that's off the table for this mystery project. And then he also teased that his favorite upcoming project is one that hasn't been revealed yet. So, any ideas? If you were James Gunn, what would you be writing?
That's a good question, man. I don't
People
even
theorize Superman. Part 2, or you know, some other World's Finest movie potentially. What do you guys think?
I mean, if I was James Gunn, I would go for something that hasn't really been like that we haven't really gone into yet, like Superman Part 2 probably, but I mean we already have so much Superman. If I was him, I'd go a different direction. Like
next up, Superman. Superman's currently in post-production. They're editing a second trailer now. James Gunn continues to be very excited about it. There's not too much to update there. We also have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The creative team on that is halfway through production. on Supergirl already. And Safran said, "We've always viewed this transformative story as one of the cornerstones of our vision for the future of the DCU." When I read that, I was like, that's a little strange. I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys read into that?
That's a little interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why you'd have Supergirl as one of your cornerstones, especially this project, because it's pretty separate from the rest of the DCU. It's gonna be like off in space, so I don't really understand that, but we'll see.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say is like, are they bringing in other planets? If by cornerstone does he mean like this is how other alien species are going to be introduced or something like that? That's the only thing that I can think of, because obviously when you think cornerstone of DCU, you think Justice League immediately. So I mean, I don't
or
know.
even the Trinity.
Right.
Like I really see the Trinity as that. So I'm wondering, are they talking about Supergirl? Are they talking about the world building that goes into that movie?
That's what I'm
I can't
thinking.
talk today. I'm so sorry. I keep messing up. It's been a long day.
It's been a long week.
Yeah. Yes, it has. But I am really excited for the movie. Like, I actually just read the comic that this movie's based on. Amazing story. Like, if they can transfer that same essence of the story into a movie form, it's going to be awesome. But just an interesting comment as a corner of the future of DC. So, speaking of that, they gave a quick update on Paradise Lost, the TV show about the Amazonians. They revealed that work is still being done on the Themyscira-based Paradise Lost show. However, no official updates were really given. Also, we have no word of when Wonder Woman will officially enter the DCU, despite James and Peter at this event saying that the Trinity will be core to their universe moving forward. So I bring this topic up because as we'll go on, you'll see there's a real lack of direction for me, at least in terms of the stuff we know, of an overall story and a narrative of the DCU. And one of the things that's most concerning to me is there's still no word on Wonder Woman, who is like the core of the universe with Batman and Superman. And they say that the Trinity is core to their universe, but there's a lot of mixed messages about the Trinity and what that will entail in this universe. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this?
I honestly don't know. Like, Wonder Woman, she needs a serious
Redemption.
upgrade. Yeah, redemption. I'm gonna leave it at that because I feel very strongly about the past couple of
Is this
things
show
we've seen Wonder
like?
Woman in.
Is it taking place on Themyscira when Wonder Woman's there, or is it like before?
I think it's before.
So Wonder
They
Woman
haven't confirmed that. All right, hold on. You guys are getting ahead, but that is a point I want to bring up.
Okay.
And let's talk about this in light of the news we got about Batman. And guys, let's just get into this. So they shared themselves that Matt Reeves has not turned in a full script for the Batman Part 2. Even though actors like Robert Pattinson have said they've read the script and it's really great. Some weird inconsistencies there. They assured the room that what they've read so far is incredibly encouraging. But they also said it is very unlikely that Robert Pattinson's Batman becomes the DCU Batman. Okay, so there's the Batman. And then this is what they had to say about Batman Brave and the Bold. They said Batman Brave and the Bold, their own DCU Batman, is in active development with the script being written. The script is really good, according to James Gunn. Didn't say who's writing the script, though. Once the script is finished, they will decide who's directing it. Now, as we all remember from our last Batman in the DCU video, Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash, was attached. But they kind of explained that he's outside the creative.
Dude, what are they do? Why is this so like?
It's weird. It's some weird stuff. So here's the final thing they said about it. They said that the plan is still to introduce the DCU Batman in the Brave and the Bold, but that Batman could make an appearance in another DCU project before then.
When does the Brave and the Bold come out? Do you know? Or
It
is it
doesn't have a date
projected?
right now.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't even think it has a date. So why is it so unorganized? Like, there's some weird stuff going on behind the scenes here.
It's getting to the point where I'm truly wondering if there's a little bit of infighting
No,
for what's
hundred
going to
percent,
happen with
hundred
Batman.
percent.
Because I think realistically, they have committed to this thing of like, oh, we want to do Elseworlds. We want to have the Batman continue to be its thing. But I think, which is a smart business move, it's a horrible decision to have two Batman on screen at the same time. It's going to confuse general audiences. It's going to draw way too many comparisons and divide the fan base. And so I think they're thinking about that and maybe trying to rethink some of their plans of the Batman or Brave and the Bold. And it seems like James Gunn is leaning a little bit towards Brave and the Bold, but I don't know, because it's not making sense to me that Matt Reeves and his creative team wouldn't be able to write a script.
Exactly.
That just doesn't make sense. That creative team is too good to have waited all this time and still not been able to come up with the ideas or finalize anything. So it seems like there's a little bit more going on behind the scenes. What do you guys hope comes out of all this?
At this point, I don't like. I want Pattinson. I'll say this: I want Pattinson to be the DCU Batman because I think even if it's a different vibe than the other heroes and other things going on, it's so much better. It's gonna be so much better than having two Batmen, like you said, two Batmen on screen at the same time. That's just me. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. But I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that.
For sure, the same. I just need Matt Reeves to stop being stuck up and to just go to the DCU. I don't care about your
I
vision.
don't
Conform it to the new DCU, bud.
For
I don't
real.
know necessarily if it's Matt Reeves. I think there may be some problems from James Gunn's side too. You know, I think there may be, because I think one of the problems might be if Matt Reeves does bring the Batman over to the DCU, maybe he's worried about James Gunn kind of taking more creative control. He is kind of the head of the
Mm.
studio, but he is also a creator himself, a director, a writer. So, I would like, the one thing I want out of this, of course, I want the Batman to continue, but I also want it to be still in the vision that Matt Reeves had with slight tweaks to be able to fit in this world. I get it. A lot of people don't like it. We've talked about this enough, so I'm not going to go on the whole rant. But we even got, I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but we even got our first look at the Lantern series today. And it's going to be super grounded. It's going to be super grounded. And so I'm like, if you can do Green Lanterns super grounded and they're using all the same words to describe this series in the DCU that they do the Batman, grounded, realistic, gritty, all that kind of stuff. It's a big world. You can fit these characters all together and it still be very different vibes. So I don't know. It's weird stuff, but we'll see what happens with Batman.
The DC needs to get it together, man. It's getting
Speaking of the
absurd.
Batman corner, the Clayface movie begins production this year and will release in the fall of 2026. James and Peter never planned to make a Clayface movie, but the script that they were given was too good, according to them. They said that the movie will be a full horror movie set in the DCU. Now, another small weird element of that is Matt Reeves is producing this movie, even though it is in the DCU. But I hope I'm not coming off too negative. If I am, you guys tell me. Let me
Nah,
know
they
in the
deserve it.
comments. But here's the problem, right? You're supposed to have a plan with this thing, this universe. Like it's critical to know some of the steps that need to happen overall. I get that they want to be like story first, which sometimes Marvel gets in trouble for their stories kind of being trash. So I get you want to have good stories, they want to make sure the scripts are good, but it kind of seems like they're just like, "Oh my, I read that thing, it's great. We want to do it." And it's like, "But how does that contribute to the story?" You're going to tell me you have a Clayface movie and not even establish who the DCU Batman is yet? Are you going to have that Batman show up in a random Clayface movie? Like, it's just, I think the whole presentation to me was worrying because it read as so scatterbrained.
It
It was
is.
like, yes, we do have a plan, but oh, this came up and this creator doesn't want to do this project yet. So we're going to wait. And it's like, but don't you have like a story?
No, they don't have a story. They have characters and ideas, but there's no cohesive story, it seems like. So they're gonna have to just. That's why none of these have release dates yet. It's because they just keep throwing stuff. They just keep saying, and then what's gonna happen is half of the projects are gonna get scrapped. It's just
I hope not. I hope not.
they just don't have a story. They just keep saying, "Oh, this is coming out," and it just doesn't really make sense for the time being.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to speed run through the rest of these because we're running out of time a little bit. Swamp Thing, they're waiting on the director, James Mangold. He has other projects going on. They did confirm that the movie will not be integral to the larger story they're telling, but it is happening because the director really wanted to do the movie. Lantern started filming. They seem very excited about it. Guy Gardner's going to be in the movie, so there's a connection from Superman, but they mentioned how, again, it's darker, it's grittier, there's an adult tone compared to the Superman movie. So I do like that they're expanding the DCU because Marvel felt very all the same. And so I like the idea of a universe where things can, be different from each other. The animated movie slash puppet film Dynamic Duo is set for release in 2028. It's going to be more of a family movie, and it's going to tell a new origins for Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. James Gunn said there might be a way for it to fit into the DCU. I would love for this animated puppet movie to be a part of the DCU. That's really appealing to me. But the story is unique, and so it may not work with our universe. Again, not really much cohesion there. They're working on Creature Commando Season 2, the Sergeant Rock film set in like World War II or whenever that was. That's coming out. They love the idea of being able to tell a war story set in the DCU. Then they've had some trouble with The Authority, with their Waller show. There's a few other announcements, but that's kind of the majority of it. And you guys obviously have read the outline, but what do you guys think overall of where DC's at after they said this? And what do you hope that James and Peter can do to kind of get this universe to be what it needs to be?
Honestly, talking more about it, they need to scrap the whole 7 projects a year. They don't know what they're doing. That's going to be done in like a year or two, and they have no
I mean,
projects left.
well, I don't think that's necessarily true that they don't know what they're doing. They do. They announced a lot here, but did they announce the right projects?
No, like they announced. Look, I don't understand. There's so much going on that I don't even understand. Like, can we go back to the whole Paradise Lost show, the Themyscira show?
Yeah.
That's so. Are they just gonna be like building or giving us backstory on Wonder Woman without Wonder Woman?
It would be a prequel series that delves into Wonder Woman's homeland, Themyscira, also known as Paradise Island. This mythical nation is home to the Amazons, blah, blah, blah. The show may omit Wonder Woman entirely as it appears poised to delve into Themyscira's origins during a long time before Wonder Woman becomes the nation's champion. Though it is, of course, possible that she may cameo as a youngster.
Guess what? I won't be watching.
Oh. I will admit, for me, the show sounds kind of dope. Give
Nah,
me like a more interesting version of like, I don't know, like a fantasy kind of show.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so like Rings of Power, like something like that on Themyscira. Make it a bigger place, almost with like different, I don't know, tribes or whatever you want to call it. That's interesting to
there's
me.
cool stuff they could do with it. It just doesn't matter. Like, well, why is this one of the first projects we're getting in a new universe?
Exactly. That's it. That's my thing. Like, why are we throwing that in with 7 other projects in the same year? There's too much going on that's gonna fly so low under the radar. Like, nobody's gonna pay attention to that if there's so much other stuff going on. Like, that's what happens. That's what happened with Marvel. I know I keep saying it, but back when Phase 4 was going on, I fell behind in watching the projects because there was so much going on. Like, I'm not watching What If season 2 when there's like Spider-Man coming out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that's just me. I'm not gonna be watching that, so you guys have fun. Nah, I don't know. I gotta see like a trailer or something, but
I think overall, I just want them to tighten things up a little bit and figure out truly not what they want their core universe to be, but what the true core should actually be. I'm fine with all the different projects, the side projects, James Gunn loves more deep cut characters and cool concepts. I'm down for that. Let's experiment. But you can't do that right until you've got the core right.
right.
And I want to see how you do Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Honestly, those are the 3 most important. If you mess any one of those up, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
The universe is done. Which I know is pressure on them. It's scary.
I mean, they've already done it before, so it's all good.
Exactly. And so I get why they would want to focus on other characters and things like that. But you got to get that core right. So that's what I'm hoping for from them. All the projects, they don't sound bad. I'd watch all of them. And I'm excited for all of them. But I think I'm just more concerned overall, not about the individual projects, but about the universe as a whole.
Honestly, I'm trying to keep all expectations low until Superman comes out. After that, we'll see what happens. If it's if it's good, then I have no hope for this universe. But if it's as good as I think it is, then I'll keep hope alive for at least the first couple projects.
Yeah.
All right, but Noah, you are infamous for overhyping movies about characters that you have a bias toward.
No.
Thor: Love and Thunder was literally in your top 5, bro.
No, it was not. It was never in my top 5.
It was
in my list.
Yes,
no, it's not. I would never put that anywhere near top 5. That movie
when it first came out,
it broke me.
No, it did not.
Yes, it
you enjoyed it when it first came out.
It's better than what you guys say it is, but it's nowhere near.
No, it's not. That movie is garbage.
It's bottom half of the MCU easily, but it's nowhere near.
You literally had it in your top 5.
No, I didn't. I never put it in my list because I didn't know where to rank it. It's still not in my list.
That's so cap. You literally had it.
For context, Noah has not let me view his MCU ranking list ever.
Yeah, I have.
No, for years you didn't. For years you didn't. Will you let me see it now?
Yeah.
Do you have Thor: Love and Thunder on there?
No.
All right, you got to add it on, and then I want to see.
Bet.
I don't even think I have all the movies on there because I still haven't even seen a couple of them.
Dang what have you not watched?
The Marvels.
Jase, come on, bro.
I know.
It actually wasn't that bad. There's some elements that were enjoyable.
All right,
I didn't enjoy myself at any point in that movie, but it wasn't that bad.
No, Ant-Man Quantumania was a struggle to get through, man.
It took me like a solid week. It took me a week, bro.
That was the end of my hype for the MCU. I was so excited for that movie, and it hurt me so bad.
Oh, man. So both Marvel and DC kind of in a tough spot right now. But I think there's hope. There's some exciting projects coming up. We'll see how it goes. But we'll cover it all here.
Yep.
Please let us know your thoughts below on this new DCU slate, all the things that they shared and talked about. Keep the hype for the Batman going. We're not going to give up. Even though we're not going to become Snyder fans. I had to have a real moment with myself the other day. and I was like, all right, if the Batman gets canceled or something terrible happens, I can't become like the Snyder Bros. Like, I need you guys to not let me.
No, you
Now,
won't.
I actually enjoy actual like quality stuff, but you know, regardless.
If we get 150 likes on this video, we're doing a Snyder Cut Justice
Oh,
League
heck
watch.
No.
All 4 hours
no.
straight. No
Just-
food, nothing.
Just watch. What, bro?
No,
That's
just gotta straight watch it. It's like watching paint dry.
oh. Just watch the Batman with the blicky.
Superman just torturing the villain.
Like literally. Gosh, dude.
I'm down for that.